everybody, it is Dana from Hey Kid. We are putting together the Don't Worry Be Happy kit today. This is a super fun kit. One of the great features of this kit is that you can either use the striped side of this paper or the rain boot side, which is really adorable. Same thing with the truck. The other side of the truck has a floral pattern, but we're gonna do it like we showed you on the sample layout so that it looks consistent. So today we're gonna do the striped side of this paper, but you, like I said, can pick whichever side you want. We're gonna start with the left-hand side of the page, which has the title on it of the glitter, which you saw in our prep work that we put them together. So if you haven't done this yet, you can pause and put these together. So you're gonna put the light blue letters on top of the pre-cut gingham. What's great about our kits is that they're, for the most part, everything is pre-cut for you. There's minimal cutting. And the reason we have the minimal cutting is so that it's easier for you to customize it the way you want to. So put these two together if you haven't done that already and put it aside. We put some pop dots on the back of it so that it could stand up. We're gonna put that aside. And we also prepped the bunny, which is the felt, with the, I'll show you what I did. So the white on the back of it, and then there's a pink piece and a black piece for the eyes. And you just slip that behind the holes so that you can see the black in the eyes and the pink in the nose. And the white just goes behind the ears. It all lines up perfectly. If for some reason it doesn't seem to line up, flip your paper over and make sure you're going in the right direction. So the bunny, we're gonna put the bunny in the ears over to the side, and we're gonna start putting this together. It goes together real quickly. You have 4 pieces of pink paper. There's gonna be 2 short pieces and 1 longer piece. For the left-hand side, which is the hoppy side, we're going to put on the bottom, we're going to put the shorter piece. So we're gonna add some adhesive. This will make sense in a minute, everybody. So you're gonna go roughly about 1 inch in, line up your pink paper with the bottom, and put it down. You're gonna do the same thing with the top. Again, it's pre-cut. You don't have to cut anything. You just have to put it down. So it's real easy to put together and quick. So what we're going to do is line up. You're not gonna trim anything. You're just gonna overlap them. So your top piece, which is the longer piece, is going to line up. You will not see the seam with your bottom piece. So you can see right here, this is where they overlap. Now, we're gonna take what you pre-put together, it's just the green, the orange. We keep all of the orange together, the carrots and the tops, they line up perfectly. We laser cut those for you so you don't have to individually put those together. So we're just going to put some adhesive on the back of that. And if you wanna add some glitter glue or whatever you have that you wanna make these look a little cuter, maybe some glitter on the dirt, that would be really cute. Give a little shine to it. Or the greens, that'd be a really cute touch. So we're gonna line those carrots up, the dirt and the carrots, up right here. Now, we're going to take the pre-cut notched stripe piece. Like I said, you could use this piece or this side, or you can use the stripe piece. It depends on what you're looking for. If you didn't watch the video before, go back and look at what the prep work was for this, because we cut it to 11 inches. We used a 2 3/4 jig to cut out this notch perfectly on both of them. So we cut a 2 3/4 by 2 3/4 square as our jig, and then we lined it up. I'm gonna show you on this side just to give you an example. We just lined it up on this edge. We used a pencil, we drew in there and notched it out. That way you know it's perfect. So we're going, oh, got some sticky on that one. So we're going to adhere this down. These kits are so great because they go quickly because everything is ready for you to prep it. So we're gonna roughly put this, I'm gonna say about 2 inches from the bottom. We wanna cover up that seam. And that's how that works. Now, we're going to put on the hoppy. When we put the hoppy on, we lined up, I like to have everything pretty symmetrical. So this far line on the hoppy is lined up roughly with this outer pink line. You can do it however you want, but that's just visually how I like to do it. So in the big parts of the hoppy, love this paper. This chunky glitter is so cool. So I'm going to put it down roughly in the center. Again, it doesn't have to be perfect. And drop it down. Okay? So we have almost all of it done. I'm going to put on the script words first because they line up along this line. And I'm going to put it so it basically just sits right on it. So we had, like I said, I put some pop dots on it so it would sit up a little higher and give it a little bit of a dimension. I'm going to line it up to the end of my point here and just place that down. We can always move it if we need to. Next, we're going to put on, we have the two hands, which I put pop dots on these. I'm going to pop those off real quick. And make sure you don't stick them down. And I'm going to put those over here. I like things that have a little dimension so they don't look so flat on everything. But you know, if you prefer, some people prefer to have flat books. So if you prefer to do that, then you know, by all means do it. All right, so your bunny, all I did was put some adhesive on the back of the head and on the ears. And we are going to stick him just to this line. His ear overlaps over in this area. And we also want to put his hands on there so it looks like he's peeking over the stripe. So with your pop dotted little hand, do a little overlap just on either side of his face. And there you go. For the coordinating side with the truck, we're going to do basically the same thing with the pink and the banner, but we're going to kind of do it in reverse. So we're going to put the big piece on the bottom, again, roughly an inch from the outside edge. So I'm going to roughly put it right about there, line it up with the bottom so everything's nice and straight. And with the smaller piece, same thing, line it up with the top. And also line it up with your pink edge right here. So put it in there. Oop, and line it up. Okay, and then with this notched piece, it's gonna go all the way to the edge on the right, but we're gonna have, I'm gonna put down a little bit lower, about right there. We don't, here's the thing with this one, we wanna make sure that the carrots and the bunny have plenty of room. We're gonna move the bunny over. And the carrots have plenty of room. I mean, it can overlap, you have plenty of room to do that. So we're gonna just, I did that for visual placement. And now I'm going to put down my striped paper. So we're going to put it roughly right in that area. Okay, what we're going to do with the truck. First off, with the carrots, when you put yours together, there was a bar that was connecting it. That's for when we cut it, we know that it's all together and we're going to give you all these pieces. So what we did is we did a little cut. We left the two carrots on each side together, but we cut it so that when you put it in there, it's a little easier to place. So we're gonna put our carrots up on top. We're gonna take our truck. We're gonna glue on our truck, but we're going to leave the bed part, this part, with no adhesive on the back because we're gonna tuck the carrots into it and it'll make it look like the carrots are coming out of the truck. So we're gonna first place our truck. I do it flat, I don't wanna pop dot this one. You can pop dot the dirt if you want, but for this one, I'm not going to pop dot it. Okay, so the cab of the truck, we're going to put adhesive behind that. I'm going to put it up just a little bit so that when the dirt's on there, we don't lose half the truck. So I'm just going to eyeball it. And you can see I left less than 1/4 of an inch at the bottom. So the dirt will just sit right on top of it. Again, if you want to use some glitter glue on that, I mean, by all means, go for it. I'm going to, on this, because it's a little on the thinner side, I'm going to put liquid adhesive. I prefer the Tombow because I like the thinness of it and you don't get a big glob. Okay. Oop, stuck to something. So I'm just going to kind of center it underneath the truck. This gives you a little consistency from page to page because on the other page, we have the dirt for the carrots. So it kind of brings the whole design across. Okay, so dirt is on. We have almost everything done. I'm just gonna dry fit it. You guys have heard, those who've crafted with me before know what I mean by dry fitting it. So first off, the bunny, okay, it should have a little bit of a space at the bottom of it where you can kind of just tuck them in. And you can do this any way you want. Okay, so I'm just dry fitting it, which means I'm putting everything in place before I use the adhesive and then I get stuck. The carrots are made so you can kind of like rotate them and put them in the way that you want to. So that's kind of the area that I want it to be. So what I'm going to do is just I'm going to take out the left ones, put some adhesive on the back of it. Ooh. And then slide it back into place. I want to make sure that it's inside the page parameters. If you want to, you can pop that up, the carrot greens. I'm going to do the same thing with the right side. I'm going to go back and go underneath the greens to make sure that it all stays in there. Again, the rabbit itself is not adhered down at this point. So now I'm going to put that back down. I'm going to slip out the bunny. And what I'm going to do on the bunny, as you guys saw, we hot glued the tail in. I'm sure you could use other kind of glue if you wanted to, if you have some really sticky stuff. But hot glue is probably the best plan for this. And then I'm going to glue it. And then I'm going to adhere down my little bunny butt. And there you go, guys. Hey guys, most of you know that I like little tips and tricks to keep your area nice and neat and clean. So the one I'm going to show you today is a pretty simple one. Maybe you've used it before. But if you have a bigger piece of scrap paper that you're going to be throwing away anyhow, or maybe even a sticky note, what I like to do is put some two-sided tape on it, like this. And then with your little scraps paper as you go along, just stick it to it, kind of like this one. And that way you can just throw the whole thing away and it doesn't fall on the floor and you don't have all these extra little pieces and it just makes cleanup a little bit easier.